Princess Saili thrust her arm forward. Her iridescent claw speared the air, pinning Mara Vance in the crosshairs of 1,000 alien eyes. The grand hall of Vera Station froze. Holographic banners flickered. Princes in jeweled carapaces shifted on the dais, their mandibles clicking in shock. Mara paused, mop handle slick in her grip. Suds dripped from the bristles onto polished deck plates. She was halfway through her shift. Spotless corridors didn't maintain themselves. This ceremony? Just background noise while she tackled a spill from the nectar vats. Saili's voice sliced through the hush. Her, the honest one.
She will stand as my consort.
Gasps rippled from the court. Mara blinked. The princess's violet eyes, compound, shimmering, locked on her alone. No flicker to the nobles, no glance at the suitors preening below. Mara set the mop against the wall. Protocol kicked in. She couldn't clock out mid-task without paperwork. Chamberlain Threx hovered at the dais edge, his antennae twitching. Perfect. Chamberlain. Mara called, voice steady over the murmurs. I need a schedule conflict form. This pulls me off rotation. Frex's faceted eyes bulged. His claws scraped his data slate. What? Human? You? Silence? This is the binding right. The crowd buzzed. Mara stepped forward, boots squeaking on the floor. She wiped her hands on her jumpsuit. Standard procedure. Form 47B. I've got 3 decks behind. Saeli leaned from her throne, her tail curled in amusement. See? No flattery, no posturing. She speaks truth. Queen Illyra rose beside her daughter. The monarch's crown pulsed with embedded tech, casting shadows on her armored exoskeleton. Custodian approached the dais. State your claim. Mara glanced at her mop. Shift wasn't done. But orders were orders. She climbed the steps, ignoring the stairs. Vayrons towered over her, 7 feet of chitin and grace, but she'd fixed their leaks before. Size didn't matter. Results did. The dais hummed underfoot. Hollow screens projected lineage trees, swirling with noble bloodlines. Mara stopped at the center. Claim? Mom, I'm just the janitor. Princess pointed.
I'm here to clarify.
Prince Kinjoran uncoiled from his pose. His polished shell gleamed gold. Eligibility, this. Worker lacks station. No bloodline. No rights. Disqualify her. Threx scuttled forward, slate glowing. Precisely, Highness. Human protocol demands verification. She bears no Veyron mark, no genetic assay. Invalid. Mara tilted her head. Assay? We did that on onboarding. Human embassy stamped it. She patted her pocket. Here's my certs. She pulled out a crumpled laminate. Joran snatched it, mandibles parting in disdain. This? Ink on plastic? Veyron consorts traced to the first swarm? Saeli snatched the cert back. Her claw brushed Mara's fingers, cool, precise. It verifies competence. She cleans what your kin soil. The court erupted. Nobles clacked protests. Illyra silenced them with a raised limb. Silence. Custodian Vance. Why you? Speak plain. Mara shrugged. Don't know, Your Majesty. I fix what breaks. Spills. Clogs. Attitude.
Station runs smooth because of it. Joran laughed, a chitinous rasp.
A mop for a mate. My lines command fleets. I've tamed nebulae beasts. Cool, Mara said. I unclogged the waste recycler last cycle. Saved a hull breach. Fleets need clean airlocks. Frex tapped his slate furiously. Irrelevant. Tradition binds us. Only etched nobility ascends. Saeli stood. Her gown of woven silk whispered. Tradition chokes us. Joran whispers promises. You, nobles, scheme alliances. She acts. Illyra's eyes narrowed, scanning Mara. Demonstrate. The right demands trial. Solve the chamber's flaw. The pedestal hummed to life. Hollow panels flickered erratically. Veyron tech, neuralinked, finicky with human touch. Nobles had ignored it all ceremony. Mara circled it. Circuits whirred unevenly. Power flux. Links misaligned. She knelt, toolkit from her belt clinking open. Probes out. No neural sync needed. Just logic. She traced a loose conduit. Vayrons gasped as she bypassed it manually. Sparks danced. Panels stabilized. Perfect glow. Fixed, Mara said, standing. Dust on her knees. Joran sputtered. Manual override. Barbaric. Effective, Saili countered. She touched Mara's shoulder. Warmth spread through the jumpsuit. UC solutions? Not status. Threx thrust his slate. Forms. She must file intent. Blood tithe. Oath etchings. Mara took it. Scanned the fields. This needs 3 signatures and a witness code. She signed her block. Queen. Your mark here. Iolara hesitated. Her claw hovered. The court held breath. Then she pressed. Ink bloomed. Provisional, the queen said. Court reconvenes at dawn. Prove endurance, human. Joran stormed off days. She'll crumble. Mara grabbed her mop. Back to work, unless there's more. Saili's gaze lingered. Go, stay near. We talk. Mara nodded. Shift end loomed, but eyes followed her down. Whispers chased. Threx cornered her at the hall's edge. You've no place. I'll bury this in audits. File what you want, Mara replied. Asian logs don't lie. He scuttled away. Mara resumed mopping. Suds phoned. Ceremony or not, decks gleamed. Hours later, a shadow fell. Saeli, alone. No guards. You treat this like debris, the princess said. Mara wrung the mop. Debris piles up if ignored. Royals too? Saeli's mandibles softened. They scheme. Joran wants my fleets. Mother wants pacts. You fixed my quarters vent last moon. No bow. No bribe. Job hazard. Mara leaned on the handle. Air's gotta flow. The princess stepped closer. Her scent, spice and ozone, filled Mara's nose. Humans intrigue. Small. Stubborn. Capable. Mara met her eyes. Compounds sparkled. Vayrons build wonders. We keep 'em running. Saili traced Mara's arm. Claw gentle. Partner, not pawn. If it's mutual. Mara's pulse quickened. Not fear. Interest. Footsteps echoed. Illyra entered. Joran trailing. Dawn trial. Endurance weave. Joran smirked. She'll snap. Mara straightened. What's the weave? Veyron ritual. Neural net linking minds. Nobles endured visions of alliance futures. Humans untested. Link with Saeli, Illyra commanded. Share burdens. Or forfeit. Saeli gripped Mara's hand. She'll hold. Threx smirked from shadows. Slate ready. Mara nodded. Plug me in. The court reconvened at dawn. Mara stood on dais, cables snaking to her temples. Veyron tech hummed. Joran watched. Smug. Begin weave, Illyra intoned. Neural surge hit. Visions flooded. Fleets clashing. Thrones cracking. Saeli's fears. Duty crushing spirit. Mara sorted it. Like tangled hoses, breathe. Isolate the leak. Saeli gasped. Shared calm flowed back. Partnership sparked. Joran paled as their link glowed steady. Stronger than his trials. Threx's slate froze. Impossible. Threx slammed his slate on the dais. Impossible? No. Protocol demands full intake. Follow. Mara unplugged the cables from her temples. Neural hum faded. She rolled her shoulders, tasting copper on her tongue. The weave had left Saeli's fears echoing in her skull. Fleets burning, crowns toppling, but she'd sorted them like clogged filters. Steady now. Guards flanked her. Threx led the march down crystal corridors. Veyron nobles whispered from alcoves, their compound eyes glinting. Joran trailed, claws clicking. Cheats the link. Human trickery. Keep up, custodian, Threx snapped. He thrust a holopad at her. Intake test 1. Recite Veyron lineage codes, from memory. Mara scanned the scrolling text. Fine print, nested clauses. Like station regs. She mopped sweat from her brow with her sleeve, day's residue, and read aloud. House Veyer. Ascended 3rd cycle, pacts with Thalor and Krian. Subclauses. Heirs forfeit if unlinked by 5 dawn. Threx blinked. Passable, test 2. He waved at a sealed archway. Atmospheric integrity check. Detect and log all breaches. No tools. Air whistled faint from a panel. Mara pressed her palm flat. Vibration hummed through her bones. Jammed, seal, microfracture. She knelt, pried the edge with her fingers, no permission asked. Seal popped free. Debris from a loose crystal shard. She flicked it away, resealed by hand pressure. Airflow evened, logged. Upper left quadrant. Particulate obstruction. Cleared. Mara stood, brushed dust off her jumpsuit. Kept walking. Threx sputtered. You altered palace fixtures without clearance. Air's gotta flow. Mara shrugged. Test over? Juron sneered. Barbarian meddling. Disqualify her. Sayeli burst from a side passage, robe swirling. No. Her voice cracked like thunder. Royal order. Proceed. She serves. Threx bowed stiff-necked. Highness, tradition, obey. Sayeli gripped Mara's elbow. Claws pricked, not breaking skin. Warmth spread. Partnership pulse from the weave. They reached the intake chamber. Hollow walls flickered with trial simulations. Threx activated the next. Test 3 diplomatic cipher decode. Alliance grids. Fail and forfeit claim. Grids bloomed. Fleet vectors. Trade packs tangled like wiring nests. Mara traced lines with her finger. Patterns emerged. Human station shifts taught her this. Route optimizations. Bottleneck fixes. Korean flank exposed. Reroute via Thalor null space. Packed holds. Threx's mandibles clicked fury. How? No noble training. Job hazard. Mara leaned in. Leaks everywhere. Fix them before they flood. Joran stepped forward. Enough. I challenge proxy weave. She faked stability. Queen Illyra swept in. Crown pulsing light. Court froze. Public trial. Arena at zenith. Competence weave. All suitors link. Endure the storm. Threx's eyes widened. Majesty? The full storm? Nobles shatter. Or accept the human. Illyra's gaze pinned Mara, calculating. Prepare her. Servants swarmed Mara into side chambers. They stripped her jumpsuit, draped silks that itched like starched rags. Sayeli hovered, adjusting folds. They test to break you. Mara tested a seam. Loose thread. She knotted it quick. Standard hazing. Seen it in crews. But Sayeli's compound softened. You repair everything, even me. Mutual. Mara met her stare. Spice's own scent sharpened, pulse quickened again. Arena thrummed at zenith. Tiered seats packed with nobles. Hollow screens broadcast empire-wide. Joran preened center dais, cables ready. Mara took flank position. Sayeli beside her. Illyra loomed throne, stormweave, visions of war, betrayal, union. Illyra raised arms, tech surged. Neural storm hit, fleets clashed in void. Veyron cruisers crumpling under human-style railguns? No. Illusions. Betrayals stabbed. Joran's hidden pacts with rivals. Sayeli's doubts flooded. Mara as pawn. Mara breathed steady, sorted chaos. Isolate. Joran's grid. Flaw here. She fed calm through link, rerouted visions. Fleets aligned, pacts sealed clean. Joran buckled first. Claws scraped stone. Visions overwhelmed. His secrets exposed. He screamed, link shattering. Slate alarms wailed. Threx gaped.
He fails.
Mara held. Sayeli leaned in, sharing strength. Their link glowed brightest. Steady blue. Storm cleared. Crowd hushed. Illyra rose. Joran endures. Joran forfeits. Joran slumped, dragged away. Nobles murmured, impossible. Worker blood? Sayeli pulled Mara close. Partner proven. Not done. Rex activated override. Final protocol. Blood right, human incompatible. Illyra silenced him with a glance. Trial evolves. Custodian, state your pact terms. Mara stepped forward. Jumpsuit back on under silks. Comfort first. No pawn. Mutual fix. Fleets need maintenance. I keep 'em running. Sayeli leads. We collaborate. Illyra tilted head. Veyrons conquer. Humans maintain. Conquer breaks. Maintain endures. Mara pointed to arena vents. Humming smooth now her earlier fix. See? Queen's compounds flickered. Amusement? Chamberlain. Processor intake. Full rights. Threx bowed. Slate trembling. As commanded. Sayeli traced Mara's jaw. Voluntary now. Warmth bloomed, not fear. Partnership sealed, but Joran's glare burned from shadows. Whispers spread. Human witch. Sabotage next. Arena seals hissed. Another jam? Mara noted it. Later fix. Illyra called recess. Mara followed Sayali to private balcony. Stars wheeled outside station viewports. Mother bends. For you. Rules bend. Competence doesn't. Mara checked a flickering panel light. Popped it open. Swapped fuse from her pocket kit. Station habit. Light steadied. Sayeli laughed. Sound like chimes. Always. Footsteps. Threx again, slate clutched. Intake addendum. Cultural assimilation quiz. Fail, revoke. Mara sighed.
Hit me.
He listed.
Veyron greeting claw touch meaning?
Seal packed. Mara extended arm. Threx recoiled. Union feast protocol. Share first blood fruit. No waste. She'd scrubbed the halls after last one. Juice everywhere. Threx faltered. Pass. But Sayali snatched the slate. Enough. She's mine. Queen's voice boomed from comm. Arena reconvenes. Announce Union. Crowd roared as they returned. Illyra stood. Princess Sayli claims Mara Vance. Human competence binds our house. Nobles bowed, slowly. Joran chained in corner, seething. Mara gripped Sayeli's hand. Link hummed true. Partnership, not pawn. But Threx slipped Joran a data chit. Sabotage brewed. Station alarms flickered distant. Real breach? Mara's radio buzzed. Her old crew. Vance, thence failing core side. Need you. Duty called, royal or not. Sayeli nodded. Go. Fix. Return. Mara slipped away. Palace chaos? Just another ticket. Princess Sayeli tugged Mara through gilded doors into the grand hall. Crystal chandeliers hummed above a long obsidian table. Nobles in iridescent robes stiffened as Mara entered, her station jumpsuit stark against their finery. Sayeli shoved a chair out. Sit here, beside me. Mara slid into the seat. Steam rose from platters. Sliced blood fruit glistened red, flanked by human-style steaks, rare, no Veyron spices. Forks and knives gleamed beside claw forks. Sayeli snapped at a server. Human portions, no shared bowls. Individual plates. The server bowed low, plates clinking as they adjusted. Queen Illyra nodded from the head, her crown pulsing faint light. Prince Kinjoran lounged opposite, claws tapping his goblet. Chamberlain Threx hovered at Illyra's elbow, slate glowing. Mara picked up a fork. Simple. She speared a chunk of steak. Juices dripped. Flavor burst, proper sear, no alien burn. Sayeli watched, mandibles clicking approval. You eat like this? Alone? Keeps mess down. Mara chewed, eyes scanning. A side panel light flickered. Loose wire? Later. After it, clear, fizzy, not Veyron nectar. Mara sipped. Crisp. Good. Illyra raised her goblet. To Union. Competence binds. Nobles echoed, gazes flicking to Mara. Joran smirked. A bold claim, Majesty. For station chattel. Sayeli's tail lashed. She fixed the arena seals. Your engineers failed. Mara stayed quiet. A steady goal. Eat. Observe. No drama. A server placed a golden utensil beside Mara's plate. Slender prongs etched with Veyron runes. Ceremonial claw spoon. Mara glanced at Sayeli's use. She dipped it into bloodfruit sauce, then licked the prongs clean. Nobles mirrored. Mara reached for the bloodfruit slice. Sauce pooled. She scooped with the claw spoon. Prongs scraped plate, loud. She lifted it. Sauce dripped onto her jumpsuit. Nobles froze. Wrong.
She set it down fast.
Sorry, wrong tool. Which one for sauce? Silence crashed. Joran bolted upright. Blasphemy. The claw spoon seals oaths. You defile it with plate scrapes. Like cleaning filth. Gasps rippled. Illyra's eyes narrowed. Threx tapped his slate furiously. Protocol breach. Union invalidates. Sayeli gripped the table edge. She apologized. Ignorance, not insult. Joran leaned forward, claws splayed. Ignorance disqualifies. Veyron heirs demand purity. Rescindin Sayeli. Choose bloodline, not this, mop wielder. Nobles murmured agreement. A tail slapped stone. Illyra watched, silent. Mara wiped sauce from her sleeve. Calm, like unclogging a vent. She met Joran's glare. Hold up, I messed up. Fair. But yelling fixes nothing, Joran scoffed. Human insolence. Propose this. Mara held up her fork. Ask first. Before we touch tools, food, customs. Hey Mara, claw spoon licks only? Done, no mess. Sayeli tilted her head.
Ask first? Yeah. Works both ways.
I ask. Sayeli human fork stabs, not scoops. Boom. Learned. Illyra tapped a claw. Elaborate. Mara shrugged. Station rule. New crew? Ask protocols. Saves blowouts. You ask me human stuff. I answer, mutual. Silence stretched. Joran sputtered. Preposterous. Equals royals to laborers? Threx cleared his throat. Intriguing. Reduces friction. Sayeli laughed. Chimes again. Genius. Simple. She turned to Illyra. Mother? Queen's crown pulsed brighter. Test it. Joran. Demonstrate. Joran flushed violet. Majesty. Ask. Illyra's voice cut steel. Joran ground mandibles. Human, how do you signal feast end? Mara pointed to her napkin. Fold left. Stack plate. He mimicked stiffly. Nobles followed. Awkward clatters. Illyra nodded. Effective. Protocol evolves. Continue meal. Tension eased. Servers refilled plates. Sayeli nudged Mara's foot under table. Grateful squeeze. Mara ate on, orc steady. But Joran's eyes burned. Threx slipped him another chit. Quick pass. Meal dragged. Courses piled. Grilled vent squid. Human cut. No tentacles tangled. Mara savored. Vayrons picked at human steaks, tails twitching. Sayeli leaned close. You turned trap to tool. Janitor habit. Clogs happen. Queen watched Mara through dessert. Bloodfruit sorbet. Spoons provided. Competence indeed. But station calls? Mara's radio buzzed soft. Crew again. Vance. Core vents stable, but palace conduits leaking. Royal suites. Duty tugged. She glanced at Sayeli. Go, Sayeli whispered. Ask first starts now. Ask me permission? Mara grinned. Permission to fix your plumbing? Granted. Sayeli's claw brushed Mara's hand. Warm. Mara rose. Noble stared. Illyra waved dismissal. Hallway hit cool. Mara pulled toolkit. Leaks first, but footsteps echoed. Threx slayed out. Joran behind. Nisvance. Threx blocked path. One more quiz. Private. Joran smirked. Fail this. Union crumbles. Mara sighed. Hit me. Threx read. They ran bonding right. Claw lock duration? She recalled scrubbing post-ritual halls. 3 heartbeats. Firm. No twist. Threx blinked. Joran growled. Pass. Threx stepped aside, reluctant. Mara pushed past. Conduits waited. But Joran's whisper trailed. She won't last the night. Palace vents hissed. Sabotage? Mara popped a grate. Wires frayed. Cut clean. Not accident. Toolkit out. Fix. Fast. Partnership tested. Sayeli's voice crackled on comm. Mara? Dinner ends. Join balcony. On way. Mara twisted wire. Secure. But alarms flickered red. Station-wide. Crew buzzed. Breach confirmed. Core breach. Human sections. Per sections. Royals safe. Duty pulled harder. She sealed grate. Ran. Balcony doors whooshed. Sayeli waited. Stars framing her. Trouble. Leaks fixed, but core's hot. Mara gripped rail. Bigger jam. Sayeli's tail curled Mara's waist. We fix. Together. Link hummed, but distant roar built. Nobles. Alarms. Illyra's voice boomed station-wide. Intruders. Joran's allies. The trail hit. Mara's toolkit ready. Competence called. Mara yanked her toolkit from her belt. Sparks danced from the frayed conduit behind the balcony grate. Intruders. Joran's allies. She jammed a clamp on the live wire. Saeli's tail tightened around Mara's waist. They hit maintenance first. Smart.
Standard play. Mara sealed the panel.
Cut power. Watch us scramble. Illyra's voice cut through the station comms again. All hands. Secure sectors. Vance. Palace wing cleanup. Symbolic duty for the right. Threx coordinates. Now, Mara blinked. Clean up amid breach alarms. She tapped her comm. Copy, Your Majesty. En route. Symbolic. Symbolic. Mother's testing you. Palace wings a maze. Threx hates humans. Janitor's maze. Mara pocketed tools. Seen worse. They dashed down the corridor. Nobles scattered. Robes flapping. Alarms wailed. Red lights pulsed on bulkheads. Threx waited at the palace wing doors. Slate glowing. Joran lounged beside him, arms crossed. Vance. Your trial. Threx thrust a datapad. Full schematics. Clear every hall for the bonding procession. One flaw. You're out. Mara scanned the pad. Standard Veyron palace layout. Vaulted chambers. Crystal conduits. Gravity vents. Got it. Crew. Solo. Threx's mandibles clicked. Symbolic. Prove worth. Joran chuckled. A human scrubbing floors. Charming. Saeli growled. I join her. Threx stiffened. Princess. No. Granted by mother. Saeli shoved past. Doors hissed open. Mara stepped in first. Air hummed thick with incense. Floors gleamed under crystal arches. But her nose twitched. Ozone. Wrong. She dropped to a knee. Toolkit. Out. Floor grate loose. She pried it. Wires below sizzled. Half cut. Fluid leaked. Corrosive. Green. Not random. Sabotage. Threx rigged it. Saeli peered over. Joran's whisper earlier. Doesn't matter. Mara tagged the wire with a repair beacon. Red light blinked. Hazardous. Logged. Reroute first. She unspooled hazard tape from her belt. Yellow stripes marked a path around the grate. Foot traffic here. No slips. Saeli mimicked her. Tape snapped across marble. Step by step. Like your leak fix. Checks safe hides. Mara tested the tape. Firm. Next grate. They moved fast. Mara popped panels. Frayed cables everywhere. Valves stuck open, spewing acid mist. She clamped, rerouted, taped. Saeli copied each move. Test seal, scan for shorts. Mark safe paths. Crew chatter buzzed her comm. Human sections holding. No casualties. But palace wing? Mara wiped sweat. Her arms burned. Competence mode. One leak at a time. A noble hurried through, slipped on unmarked tile. Mara lunged, caught his arm. Tape path. Follow. He stared at her grip. You saved me. Job. She released. Taped the detour. Saeli grinned, fangs sharp. Humans don't hesitate. Halfway down the grand hall, Threx appeared. Slate out. Joran trailed, eyes narrow. Inspection. Threx pointed at a high vent. Clear it, now. Mara craned neck. Vent spewed sparks. Live power arcing to acid pool below. Climate? Death trap. Quit. Lose the right. Bad setup. Mara eyed the ladder scaffold nearby. Wobbly. Threx's doing. Protocol demands. Threx tapped slate. Fail. Disqualified. Joran smirked. Climb, janitor, or crawl home. Saeli stepped forward. Mara held up hand. Improvise. She grabbed scaffold base. Tested bolts. Loose. Hold my tape. Saeli tossed it. Mara looped cable from toolkit around scaffold legs. Tightened ratchet. Stable. Then she scaled. Toolkit clipped to belt. One hand on rung. Other scanned voltmeter. Arcs jumped. She dodged. Clamped the main feed. Power died. Vent clear. She dropped down. Acid neutralized with foam spray. Tape marked clean. Threx's slate beeped. Passed. Barely. Joran's face twisted. Luck. Skill. Saeli's tail brushed Mara's back. Warm claim. Mara dusted hands. Hull secure. Procession path glowed yellow safe. But alarms spiked. New breach. Illyra's comm crackled. Vance. Core access. Intruders there. On it. Mara sprinted. Saeli matched stride. They hit the core junction. Doors buckled. Joran's allies, armored Vayrarns, pried panels, lasers cut conduits. Mara slid toolkit open. EMP grenade? No. Improv. Flank left, she pointed. Vent access. Sayeli nodded, claws extended. They crawled in, tight, hot. Mara spotted the main power node. Intruders below, rigging overload. She whispered, "Cut auxiliary. Flood inert gas." Sayeli's eyes widened. Risky, but yes. Claws, sliced lines. Mara patched bypass. Gas hissed out. Intruders choked, dropped. Crew burst in. Secured them. Illyra arrived, flanked by guards. Queen's gaze locked on Mara. You turned clean up to victory. Standard protocol. Mara wiped grime. Tag, reroute, secure. Threx slunk forward. She bypassed rules. Rules bent. Illyra silenced him. Competence proven. Joran, chained, spat. A janitor? Sayeli gripped Mara's hand. Claw lock. 3 heartbeats. Firm. My choice. Nobles murmured. Human competence rippled shock. Mara met Illyra's eyes. Permission to finish cleanup? Queen nodded. First smile. Granted. Partner. But core hummed wrong. Deeper sabotage pulsed. Joran's laugh echoed from cells. Not over. Toolkit ready. Next jam. They pushed into the service tunnels. Sayeli's tail linked Mara's belt. Steady. First chamber. Flooded. Corrosive sloshed ankle deep. Mara scanned. Pump clogged, deliberate, shredded filters. Team lift. She wedged bar under grate. On 3. Sayeli heaved. Grate popped. Clog cleared. Pump whirred. Water drained. Clean. Next. Ceiling panels groaned. Loose beams. Cut supports. Collapse risk. Mara taped exclusion zone. Big. No shortcuts, Sayeli argued. Faster through center. Safer around. Mara shimmied up scaffolding. Her stabilized one. Bolted beams tight. Dropped down. Sayeli tested. Solid. Copy bolt pattern on next. Threx's voice buzzed calm. Inspection 2. East wing vents. Mara arrived. Vent cluster rigged. Explosive residue. Trace charges. Evac tape. She marked wide. Called engineering drone. Remote diffuse. But drone jammed. Threx. Protocol. Manual. Trap. Again. Quit. Or boom. Mara exhaled. Toolkit fiber optic snake. She fed it in. Screen lit. Wires tangled. Pressure trigger. Red herring. She traced. Cut decoy. Reel snipped. Click. Safe. Threx watched via feed. Mandibles dropped. Sayeli punched air. Your eyes see what ours miss. Practice. Mara taped clear. Daily. Word spread. Nobles followed taped paths. Whispered. Human magic. Illyra summoned them to throne room. Hall spotless. You rerouted court itself. Queen extended claw. Measure competence anew. Mara clasped. Firm. Partnership. Sayeli leaned into Mara's side. Tail curling tighter around her belt. Throne room lights flickered. A low hiss cut the air. Vents wheezed. Then choked. Mara's nose twitched. Ozone. Failing scrubbers. She scanned the ceiling. East duct panel bulged. Pressure spike. Environmental breach. Chamberlain Threx barked from his podium. Evacuate the hall, nobles hissed. Tails lashed. Queen Illyra raised a claw. Hold. Engineers? Prince Kinjoran stepped forward. My team prepped the systems this morn. A glitch. Mara slipped her hand free. Toolkit slapped her thigh. She moved before Threx blocked. Not a glitch. Line rupture. Sayeli gripped her arm. Mara. Stay. Mara ducked under a noble's tail. Reached the bulging panel, pried it with her bar. Steam jetted. Corrosive mist burned her gloves. Court gasped. Joran snarled. Human protocol. Illyra's voice sliced. Let her. Mara wedged the panel. Dropped to one knee. Toolkit spilled. Sealant foam. Flex conduit. Bypass valve. Standard station kit. She yanked the access grate. Green fluid sprayed. Ate at the floor plating. Sealant first. She pumped foam into the rupture. It foamed white. Hardened fast. Stemmed the leak. Next. Fiber patch over the split line. She crimped it tight. Last, bypass valve threaded in. Twisted wrench. Click. Pressure equalized. Vents hummed steady. Nist cleared. Hull breathable. Silence crashed. Then murmurs swelled. Threx's mandibles clicked. Luck. Foam degrades in hours. Durin sneered. A patch. Our engineers design full systems. Mara taped the fix. Stood. Wiped her hands on her jumpsuit. Holds a week. Replicable. Queen Illyra descended the throne steps. Her scales gleamed under restored lights. Claws tapped Mara's shoulder. Demonstrate, or it's a stunt. Mara nodded. No argument. She grabbed a data slate from her belt, pulled stylus, sketched lines, bold print. Steps numbered. 1. Isolate line. Valve A7 clockwise. 2. Depressurize. Bleed port. 30 seconds. 3. Foam rupture 3 pumps 10. Second cure. 4. Patch and crimp. Torque 50 nanometers. 5. Bypass install. Thread left. Test. Sci. 6. Monitor 1 hour. She handed the slate to the nearest engineer, a lanky Veyron with trembling antennae. Follow this. You fix the backups. He blinked, clutched the slate. Plain words, no code? Works anywhere? Mara pointed to the vents. Pair up. East cluster first. Queen Illyra watched. Joran hovered, tail rigid. Saeli grinned, fangs flashing. Technicians shuffled forward. Mara paced the line. You, valve first. Clockwise. Good. Bleed it. First pair fumbled the foam. Overpumped. Mara reset. 3 pumps. Exact. They nodded, crimped clean. Second pair nailed the bypass. Torque check. She spun her wrench. Matched. Solid. Word zipped. More text joined. Mara corrected grips. Left thread. No cross. Antennae perked. They copied. 20 minutes. Half the vents sealed. 40. Full backups online. Under an hour. Hull hummed perfect. Engineers bowed. Slates clutched like relics. Human method. Efficient. Joran's face darkened. Simplified. Ignores quantum flux. Mara shrugged. Daily check beats redesign. Illyra's eyes narrowed. Claws flexed. Your checklist saved the palace. Engineers failed it. Threx sputtered. Protocol demands certification. Saeli shoved forward. Tail yanked Mara close. She faced the court. Nobles packed the hall. Procession banners drooped behind. By right of choice, Saeli declared, voice echoing off polished stone, I claim Mara Vance, my mate. Human competence binds stronger than blood. Gasps rippled. Tails coiled. Joran lunged. Princess. Tradition pairs royals. This. Custodian? Saeli's claws dug into Mara's jumpsuit. She fixed what your blood broke. Sabotage in vents. Traps in wings. Honesty in chaos. Mara stood still. Felt the tail's warmth. Steady pulse. Court eyes bored in. She met Illyra's gaze. Calm. Queen rose. Proof? Threx paled. Coincidence. Her eyes saw. Saeli snapped. Traced charges. Bolted beams. Drained floods. I linked her path. Felt her truth. Nobles whispered. Human magic? Saved the right. Joran bowed stiff. A trial, then. Mate must prove in ceremony. Illyra silenced him with a claw. Turned to Mara. You reroute more than pipes. Court flows your way now. Mara clasped the queen's offered grip again. Firmer. Checklist for that, too. Partnership. Saeli's tail squeezed. Mara's hand brushed hers. Sparks jumped, not static. Threx calm buzzed. Ceremony proceeds. But human protocols? Illyra waved him off. Adapt. Court parted. Mara walked flanked by Saeli. Tail linked. Nobles bowed lower. Engineers trailed, slates glowing. Joran glared from shadows. Threx's mandibles ground. Ahead, altar chamber doors hissed open. Final rite waited. Mara scanned the frame.
Tape residue. Fresh.
She patted her toolkit. Ready. Saeli leaned close. Breath hot on Mara's ear. Mine now. Mara smiled. Team lift. Alarm stayed silent, for now. But Joran's whisper reached her ears. Not yet. In the antechamber, Mara spotted it first, a loose panel by the altar vents. Hiss faint, same green tinge. She wedged her bar. Sayeli blocked the guards. Hers. Toolkit out. Foam primed. Queen watched from the dais. One more fix. One more claim. The palace held its breath. Prince Kinjoran surged from the shadows. His robes swirled like storm clouds. Halt the right. Clause 47 of the Eternal Concord bans cross-species unions without Grand Council sanction. Guards snapped to attention. Spears crossed before the altar. Mara froze mid-step, toolkit in hand. Sayeli's tail lashed, coiling protectively around Mara's waist. Queen Illyra's eyes narrowed from the dais. Threx's mandibles clicked in approval. The chamber hushed. Nobles leaned forward. Joran thrust a data slate high. Holotext glowed. Archaic script pulsing red. Human blood dilutes Veyron purity. No approval exists. Exile the pretender, or void the bonding. Mara scanned the room. Vents secure now. No gas, but tension choked the air like bad sealant. She met Sayeli's gaze. Princess's claws dug into her arm. Not pain, anchor. Aira rose. Her voice cut crystal. Prince Kin speaks truth. Right pauses. Custodian Vance. Private audience. Now. Guards parted. Mara followed the queen's gesture. Sayeli started after her. Illyra's claw flicked. Air remains. Tail uncoiled from Mara. Reluctant. Threx herded Mara through a side arch. Dim corridor. Biolume walls pulsed faint blue. Queen's chambers ahead. Doors sealed with a hiss. Inside. Vast desk of carved bone. Hollow maps flickered. Fleet positions, trade routes. Illyra settled into her throne chair. Gestured Mara to a low stool. Threx hovered by the door. Slate ready. Why sabotage my court? Mara sat straight. No fidget. Not sabotage. Maintenance. Pipes leak. Rights fail. Fixed both. She tapped her toolkit. Same job. Queen's tail tip drummed. You reroute more than conduits. Sayeli claims you. Joran blocks with law. Council convenes in cycles. Unrest brews. Nobles fracture. Threx leaned in. Sign this. Slate extended. Renounce claim. Quiet exit. Passage off station. Credits. No scandal. Mara read the holo contract. Standard waiver. Non-disclosure. One-way ticket. Tempting. Clean break. Back to mop duty. She pushed it back. No. Refuse. Illyra's spines flared. Explained. Mara leaned forward. Calm, like logging a work order. Deal leaves Sayeli exposed. Joran pushes next. No checks. Propose counter. Binding service oath. Me to realm. Protect Sayeli. Fix what's broken. Veyran's skills lead. Human hands follow. Oath logs public. Council approves fast. Threx sputtered. Preposterous. Oath binds bloodlines. Humans lack competence. Mara cut in. Pulled her slate. Shared schematics. Fixed vents. Rerouted power during write. Logs prove. Realm gains engineer, not pretender. Illyra studied the data. Claws traced lines. Service oath. Archaic, but binding. Protects heir. Stabilizes court. Her gaze sharpened. You'd swear to Veyra? Forsake human worlds? Mara nodded. Toolkit travels. Partnership, not conquest. Doors burst open. Sayeli stormed in. Tail thrashing. No private deals. Mother, he schemes. Guards trailed, apologetic. Illyra waved them off. Daughter, timing. Sayeli jabbed a claw at Mara. She chose me. Publicly. Full disclosure, vote now. Nobles witness. Joran's claws crumbles under truth. Threx ground mandibles. Irregular. Protocols. Adapt. Illyra echoed her earlier command. Stood. Public vote. Altar chamber. Disclose all. Human fixes. Joran's claws. Service oath proposal. Sayeli grabbed Mara's hand. Pulled her up. Sparks again. Real this time. Together. Mara gripped back. Steady. Team lift. They marched back. Corridor buzzed with whispers. Nobles flooded in behind. Joran waited at the altar. Smug. Slate still high. Queen mounted dais. Silence fell. Grand disclosure. Princekin invokes Clause 47. Cross-species ban without approval. Custodian Vance counters with service oath. Proof of value. Hollow projected. Mara's fixes. Gas traces neutralized. Right saved. Nobles murmured.
Human prevented disaster? Again?
Joran stepped forward. Oath insufficient. Blood purity. Saeli snarled. Boat. Who deems her worthy? Queen nodded. Slates. Now. Devices hummed. Tally built. Green for yes. Red for no. Joran's face paled as greens piled. Mara stood firm. Toolkit at side. Saeli's tail linked again. Loose. Tally hit majority. Cheers erupted. Joran's slate clattered to floor, but Threx buzzed forward. Whispered to Illyra. Queen's spines stiffened. She raised a claw. Vote passes. Oath binds. But Joran appeals to subclause. Exile consideration for disruptors. Joran straightened. Eyes locked on Mara. Her. Exile the human. Preserve peace. Saeli's grip crushed. Mara scanned exits. Vents clear. Doors sealed. Queen pondered. Chamber held breath. Illyra's gaze weighed Mara. Decision weighs. Mara met it. No flinch. Fix this, too. Alarms flickered. Not hers. Joran's doing? Toolkit ready. Queen leaned to Threx. Whispered orders. Guards shifted toward Joran. His smugness cracked. But Illyra turned to Mara. Voice low, for her ears. Exile temps. Clean, or oath? Choose wisely. Saeli hissed. Tail coiled tight. Mara breathed steady. Problem solve. Step 1. She stepped forward. Oath first. Then vote exile. On him. Gasps rippled. Joran recoiled. Illyra's laugh echoed. Rare, sharp, bold checklist. Human. Slates. Lit again. New tally. Exile for whom? Mara's hand found Saeli's. Spark steadied her. Partnership forming. One fix at a time. Joran bolted for the arch. Guards lunged. Chaos bloomed. Queen's claw slammed. Seize him! Oath proceeds. Mara wedged her bar into a sparking panel. Joran's sabotage attempt. Foam sealed it. Fast. Saeli pulled her close. Mine. Nobles bowed. Threx slumped. Illyra watched, recalculating. But Joran twisted free. Shouted from shadows. Fleet knows. Human taint spreads. Doors sealed. Mara eyed the lock. Faulty. Her fix. Queen signaled. Her oath. Swear it. Mara knelt. Words ready. Veyron script on slate. I, Mara Vance, bind service to Veyra. Protect realm. Hair Saeli. Competence over blood. Echoes approved. Tail links tightened. Illyra nodded. Rise, partner. Joran's whisper carried. Nod ended. Mara smiled. Toolkit hummed. Next ticket. Court erupted in reluctant cheers. But Threx's slate pinged. Incoming transmission. Fleet alert. Queen's spines flared. What now? Threx paled. Joran's allies. Blockade inbound. Demand exile or war. Saeli snarled. Mara scanned holomap. Weak point. Auxiliary docks. Her turf. Fix incoming. Mara said. Grab toolkit. Team. Princess grinned. Fangs sharp. Always. They charged out. Guards flanked. Queen followed. Partnership tested. Now. Alarms wailed for real. Stations shook. Joran's gambit escalated. Mara led the sprint. Pipes wouldn't save them alone. But humans fixed under pressure. Veyrons fought fierce. Collision course. Competence met fury boots. Pounded corridors. Mara dodged a sparking conduit. Saeli matched her stride. Tail lashing. Guards flanked them. Claws scraping bulkheads. Alarms screamed. The station shuddered under distant torpedo fire. Auxiliary docks, Mara barked. Joran's allies sealed the main bays. Weak seals on the overflow vents. I patched them last cycle. Saeli's spines flared. Broadcast it. Empire watches. Mara glanced at the princess. Holofeeds already hummed in wall panels. Court channels live streaming the chaos. Nobles' faces flickered across screens. Eyes wide from the throne room. Queen Illyra's silhouette loomed behind. Live? Mara asked. Toolkit vibrated in her grip. All channels, Saili snarled. Let them see my choice fix Joran's mess. They burst into the auxiliary bay. Vents hissed steam. Red lights pulsed. Blockade ships loomed on the main hull. Jagged Veyron cruisers, spines bristling with plasma lances. Joran's voice crackled over comms. Exile the human filth, Illyra, or we glass your docks. Mara dropped to her knees by the primary seal. Prybar out. Foam injector ready. A hairline crack wept atmosphere. Sabotage from Joran's earlier tampering. Saeli activated the palace feed. Vera, witness. This human seals our fate. Holoprojectors ignited. The bay filled with ghostly crowds. Nobles, fleet captains, colony reps across the empire. Billions tuned in. Gasps echoed through speakers. Mara ignored them. She wedged the bar. Seal popped. Gas vented in a sharp hiss. She slammed the injector home. White foam expanded. Hardening in seconds. Pressure equalized. Green lights blinked. First vent secure, she said. No fanfare. Just the job. A torpedo grazed the shields. Station rocked. Guards braced. Saeli's claws dug into Mara's shoulder. Not pain. Anchor. Next, Mara said. She crawled to the overflow manifold. Wires frayed. Joran's work, again. Cross-linked the relays. Sparks flew. Her gloves smoked. Threk's voice cut in from the throne feed. Protocol demands. Quiet, Illyra snapped. Her spines rigid on the hollow. She works, Empire murmurs swelled. Human, janitor, bloodlines shatter. Mara twisted the final wire. Manifold hummed alive. Backup power surged. Docks unsealed with a groan. Shuttles prepped for counterfire. Saeli yanked Mara up. Fleet. Target their weak spines. Port flanks. Captains barked affirmatives. Veyron ships twisted. Fury unleashed. Joran's blockade fractured. Explosions bloomed on the hollow. Cheers erupted across feeds. Mara wiped sweat. Toolkit clicked shut. Queen Illyra's image sharpened. Enough games. Oath sworn. But Union demands more. Mara straightened. Bay lights steadied. Guards knelt. Saeli's tail coiled around Mara's leg. Possessive. Final condition, Illyra said. Voice like grinding stone. Consent. Mutual. On record. Prove agency human. No coercion. No tradition binds you. Court feeds zoomed. Empire held breath. Joran's remnants fled screens. Mara met Saeli's gaze. Princess's eyes burned. Sharp, unyielding. But her claws retracted. Slight tremble. Mara stepped back. Toolkit down. Plain words. Saeli. This started arranged. Court picked me blind. I fixed pipes, not thrones. You chose me mid-chaos. Honest, you said. Saeli nodded once. Fangs gleamed. But boundaries, Mara continued. Voice steady, empire silent. I clean messes, bite fair. No secrets. No orders without talk. You pull rank, I walk. Partners fix together. Veyrans fight fierce. I improvise. Deal? Saeli's spine softened. Deal, your calm, anchors me. Mara pulled the slate from her belt. Union contract glowed, explicit yes. On record, you want this? Say it. Saeli snatched the slate. Claws danced. I, Saeli of Vera, choose Mara Vance. Freely. Competence my bloodline now. Partners, equal. Thumbprint sealed it. Hollow flared green. Contract broadcast empire-wide. Mara signed next. I, Mara Vance. Accept. Boundaries hold. Yes. Court exploded. Nobles bowed. Drex's slate shattered on the feed. He slumped. Illyra rose, crowned spines erect. Witnessed. Empire binds. Rise, consorts. Saeli pulled Mara close. Lips brushed ear. Faint scales warm. Mine. Fixed. Mara smiled. And on toolkit. Ours. But hollow pinged. Joran's face. Fugitive. Snarling from a fleeing shuttle. Contracts break. Fleet fractures loyal to blood. Queen's claws flexed. Hunt begins. Saeli grinned. Together, Mara nodded. Toolkit ready. Station thrummed. Partnership forged in fire. Empire watched. Joran's shadow lingered. Alarms quieted. But Mara spotted it. A flickering relay in the bay corner. Joran's last sabotage? She knelt. Fix incoming. Sayeli crouched beside, claws ready. Show me. Mara handed pliers. Like this. Veyron air gripped. Learned. Empire feeds lingered. Billions saw the janitor teach the princess. Queen Illyra's voice closed the broadcast. New era. Competence crowns. But private comms buzzed. Threx. Whispering to shadows. Joran's allies stirred. Mara sealed the relay. Green. Steady. Sayeli's tail linked theirs. Formal bond. Home. Mara eyed the stars. Blockade smoke cleared. After rounds, Princess laughed. Fangs sharp. Partnership tested. Stronger, yet Joran's shuttle vanished into the black. Fleet pings tracked. Weak signal. Mara logged the fix. Routine. Empire shifted. Human way. Guards escorted them back. Roan room awaited. Cheers genuine now. Illyra met them at doors. You recalibrated us, Vance. Mara shrugged. Just maintenance. Bod. Queen's spines dipped. Respect. Statecraft next. Sayeli snarled soft. Ours. They entered. Court knelt. Hollow feeds empire-wide. Janitor and princess hand and claw. Joran's threat echoed faint. Mara's toolkit hummed. Next crisis queued. But now, contract signed. Yes. Given. Boundary set. Union real. Station stabilized. Mara led to quarters. Sayeli followed. Door hissed shut. Princess pinned her gentle. Explicit now? Mara grinned. Dropped toolkit. Yes. Scales met skin. Cultures clashed soft. Competence met fire. Empire slept. Partners woke. Outside Threx plotted. Slate hidden. Joran inbound. Dawn broke with new alarms. Mara stirred first. Toolkit called.